Good evening and welcome to the Akron Public School Board meeting held July 28, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Dr. Thompson, roll call, please.
Mr. Alexander?
Present.
Ms. Autry is present. Ms. Hall?
Present.
Reverend Harrison? Say present, Reverend Harrison. Say present. Ms. Autry?
Present.
Dr. Jackson?
Present.
Dr. Molinar?
Present.
Mrs. Sykes?
Present.
7 present, 0 absent.
May we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Board Member Autry.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Member Autry. Next, I do not have is the list to address the board. Oh, here it is. Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Okay, we have one person signed up to address the board. Participants will not be permitted to speak on matters related to vendor, business matters, formal complaints, grievances, specific students or student records, personnel matters, and potential or pending legal matters. Participants must speak on matters related to the business of the board. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. The board will not respond, but will assign through the superintendent the appropriate person for follow-up. Please state your name and group affiliation. We have Brandy Vickers from Buckeye Logistics.
Good evening, members of the board and superintendent. On behalf of Buckeye Logistics and Transit, I stand before you today with attitude and pride. Thank you for your confidence, your vote, and your vision in selecting Buckeye Logistics and Transit as the primary transportation provider for Akron Public Schools. This is more than a contract. It's a partnership built on trust, accountability, and a shared commitment to the students and families of this city. The vote has opened a new chapter, not just for our company, but for the entire community. Because of your decision, I am proud to announce that Buckeye Logistics and Transit is now the largest minority-owned business in Akron. That statement represents more than size. It represents progress, perseverance, and purpose. When we first began, we were a group of dedicated drivers who knew that the families we knew were served, we served them by name. We weren't a corporation, we were our neighbors. And while our structure has grown, that heart, that closeness, that community connection remains at the core of everything that we do. To now be entrusted with the safety and care of Akron's children on a district-wide scale is both humbling and deeply meaningful. It says something powerful, that homegrown, minority-led businesses can rise to meet the highest standards of excellence and impact. We don't take this responsibility lightly, and we are committed to delivering safe, reliable, and compassionate transportation to every student every day. Uplifting our community by hiring locally, promoting from within, and investing in career pathways for those often overlooked. Serving as a model of what equity, inclusion, and professional excellence looks like in action. This moment is a milestone, but it's also a launching point. To the board, thank you for believing in our vision. To Akron Public Schools, we thank you for allowing us to serve your families. We also want you guys to know that we want to mend the broken relationship and get back to the warm, welcoming climate that we once had at APS. And to our Buckeye Logistics team, I just want to say thank you to all the van drivers for making this possible through your hard work and integrity. And together, all of us, the board, Buckeye Logistics, and APS, we are showing what's possible when community, equity, and opportunity come together. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Vickers. Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Ms. Vickers. Next, we will have board member community reflections. Are there any Yes, Dr. Molinar, please.
Thank you. Always, Madam President. Dr. Jackson. So my community reflection today, I still don't know what our official student recruitment strategy is. So I'm just going to keep talking about what I've been talking about, which is our summer programs. And so I was able to visit some of the amazing summer experiences our kids are having. And so one, it's a third semester, fifth quarter summer camp was especially inspiring. I even came back with a t-shirt here for the fifth quarter. And this one was with Akron Inner City Soccer Club also. So this camp was led by Coach Todd and Alexandra Humbert, one of our APS elementary teachers from Portage Path. And I was there for the presentations, and these were student-led projects around the theme, how can we bring soccer into our community? And anyone that works with middle schoolers knows the work involved in building the rapport to achieve student-led group projects and presentations, especially in a tight 3-week timeline and over summer. And the fact that they accomplished this task, and it was held in a church, so it didn't have all the amenities that our school buildings would have. And so it didn't have air conditioning or Wi-Fi, and these students still made these amazing commercials, like TikTok-style commercials, where they ran around and had cell phones, and you saw everyone's face. This is why I love soccer. This is why I love my community. And there are so many wonderful presentations, and I would love, I don't know the progress on our Student Success Committee and who is leading that, but this is not the only fifth quarter APS summer program, and to have the students share their student-led presentations through their voice and their experience rather than me just rambling on going, it was great, they passed the phone around. I would love to highlight the students in that way. And at the end, you could tell how much the students enjoyed it. They got soccer balls, and they all had Sharpies, and they were signing each other's balls, like they're autographing each other's, because they do go to different schools. And so a lot of the students didn't know each other until this camp, and now they hopefully will be friends forever. Some of them will go to school together next year, and they didn't know it until they were together at this camp. And as Coach Todd said, he said, I think this program went well overall. The kids had fun and learned a great deal, and from my perspective, his perspective, this is a great program to help promote mental and physical fitness for our youth. So thank you to everyone running all of these programs. I hope to highlight it more with our community. And then the last thing, with our last 30 seconds here, I know we have our back to school zoo backpack giveaways, but this weekend is also Ohio's tax-free weekend. And so I know that there are a lot of families looking forward to buying their school supplies and things this weekend, and so if we could share supply lists or information on how to figure out who your teacher is and what parts of the supplies are actually what your class needs, or if there are any specific things, so families can buy them and be ready for school. Time to go back to school.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Molinar. Are there any board community reflections? Yes, Ms. Hall, Member Hall, excuse me.
Thank you, Madam President. Yesterday, there was an empowering youth football camp at Griffin Stadium, hosted by a few different graduates of Akron Public Schools that actually graduated from Bookto. And they put on a football camp for our youth, as well as gave free physicals. And you know, sometimes physicals can be challenging when you're trying to get your kid in sports and you can't get that doctor's appointment, right? So this was a wonderful camp. They had girls and boys on the field. So I just want to say thank you to the Bookdo alumni for hosting this event for our youth, and just trying to make a difference. Also, OSHA just declared that girls flag football is now up and rising. So that's official by the state. And I know that we have a couple schools that have flag football teams. I know what Akron Early College and a few other schools. And my little one's starting to play flag football too. So it's not just a boys sport, it can be a girls sport too with flag football, no tackle. But other than that, I will say at our next board meeting, I will announce where all the different supply giveaway so that families will know where they can go. A lot of them will be starting August 17th and forward all the way to school. So I will announce that information, as well as if we don't have it, Ms. Otley at APS, I can send you the flyers. Maybe we can post that on our website to let our families know who and where they can receive free book bags, school supplies, and all of that. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Member Hall. Are there any other board member, community, or school reflections? Yes, Member Autry.
Thank you, Madam President. Since we last met, I had the opportunity to attend additional parades, the Mogador Parade and the Canton Community Parade. And I just, again, want to thank the coaches who take the time with our young people. I think every cheerleading team from our high school and middle schools participated, several of them even placed. So it's just nice to see them out in the community and other communities representing APS and being recognized and awarded for their hard work. And so that's actually all that I have today. So thank you to those coaches and to all of our cheer teams.
No problem. Thank you, Member Autry. Are there any board member community reflections, school or community reflections? All right, seeing and hearing none, we'll move on to the President's report. Dr. Molinar, to your point, as we discussed, I think it's very important for us to get the Student Success Committee up and rolling. I've spoken with the superintendent so that when we begin in August with our committee meetings, that committee will convene as well. Member Hall will serve as the chair since it's replacing the last committee which she chaired, and I think that would be an excellent opportunity for all the culminating programs that you've been speaking about since this summer to kind of be recognized and highlighted. So just for that little tidbit of information. Also, since the last time we met this month, I want to say first, I'm honored to shine a spotlight on the power of legacy. Many people who know me know that I love legacy. I think legacy is very important. And this legacy deals with the community and opportunities that have been provided to our students. There are three themes that continue to shape the work that we do, in my opinion, here at Akron Public Schools and the lives of the students and families we serve. And honoring legacy is one of those things. So I want to highlight the Orlando Green Foundation. The Orlando Green Foundation, it exists to honor the legacy of a beloved coach by equipping high school students with the resources, mentorship, and opportunities they need to pursue their academic dreams. In the spirit of legacy and empowerment, we are proud to recognize three phenomenal scholarship recipients whose journey exemplify purpose, service, and leadership. Dallas Gator, a student from Bookdale CLC, a recent graduate, said that for him, legacy is profoundly linked to purpose. Dallas is receiving a scholarship to help him attend the Ohio State University, and he's looking to study mechanical engineering. He excelled academically while also participating in football, bowling, track, and completing 140 hours of community service. And I think that's something to commend this young man about. Yeah, you can. Also, we have Kayla White. She attends Akron Early College, and she stated that some people think of legacy in terms of success, wealth, or fame, but she thinks it's more personal. She will major in forensic science at Bowling Green State University. She was a leader in athletics, many civic programs, and student voice, and she finally said that she believes legacy is the ability and power to inspire, to support justice, and to continue being an example to those around her. Now, also, Kayla was a recipient of a scholarship also from Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, their cotillion. So she's doing great things. And lastly is Savion Wright, another young man from Bookdale CLC. And he says, you have to leave a loving impression on someone in order to have a legacy. And I thought the things these young people said concerning legacy was very moving. Savion will study education at Kent State University, one of our partners. He's a strong servant leader and faith-driven advocate. His goal is to become a principal and establish a scholarship for minority low-income students, embodying faith, humility, and servant leadership in everything he does. This young man is one of the young people also, as I spoke about last meeting, who I've seen working as part of our JOGS program within the community. And so definitely wanted to highlight that. Additionally, I want to highlight the Garfield CLC Community Flea Market. I was not able to attend, and anyone who knows me knows I am a thrifter. I love thrifting. lifting in my pastime or any extra time. And so the board, however, had a retreat, so I was unable to attend that, but I heard great things about this event, and many people really liked it, the connection, the feeling of local pride. Also, Akron Sneaker Academy. Dominique came and presented to us earlier in this year about the Sneaker Academy. And since the last time we met, over this past weekend, I believe, they had the Academy Expo. And it showcased interdisciplinary projects stemming from melding literacy, arts, STEM, and social-emotional learning through the lens of sneaker culture, which I think is very cool because when we engage kids with stuff that they like, it keeps them from negativity during the out-of-school time hours. So I want to congratulate all the students who participated and also Dominique and his whole staff that worked with our young people. Also, shout out to I Promise and the LeBron James Family Foundation for celebrating 5 years since they first started the I Promise Village. And the reason why, I know some people wonder when I speak about things like this, why? Because these are supporters and these are those wraparound services that help our students in our community. And when we understand the focus of the I Promise Village and how it was created to help our families in need to have a sense of stability until they're able to get on their feet, I think that's something we really need to recognize and highlight and be thankful, because it does take a village to help build strong communities. So congratulations to the LeBron James Family Foundation on the I Promise Village 5th year. Additionally, when I first came on this board, I was the liaison for Bookdale, and I loved it, even though we all know that I'm a Garfield Ram. It was just very good to see positive things happening in a school in an area that you do not hear often, the positive things that are happening within the walls. So recently, thanks to Remedy Church and the Bookdale National Honor Society, a community food pantry, which is able to continue support local families, were able to give out tons of food and also exemplify leadership with students in giving out food to the surrounding Bookdale cluster community. And so I really like to give a special thanks to the Remedy Church, to Dr. Sims, who works there as a counselor at Bookdale, for helping with these efforts and for helping to support our community. And lastly, over the weekend, our board participated in a retreat. This retreat was deeply engaging, collaborative, and insightful. Despite the focus of recent coverage on financial challenges and governance difficulties, the retreat offered a strong foundation for unity and vision-centered planning. Our experience was forward-looking. Instead of dwelling on deficits alone, we prioritized team building, open dialogue, the treasurer search, and goal setting with the superintendent. Engaged in constructive discussion about how to strengthen communication and governance practices, and in my opinion, emerged with a renewed sense of purpose and belief in our collective capacity to lead. I'm very encouraged by the spirit of collaboration and mutual support shown throughout the retreat. It reaffirmed what many of us have long believed, that we are, in fact, stronger together. Moving forward, I am confident that by continuing to work cooperatively with one another and with our superintendent, we can effectively guide this district toward meaningful improvements for our students, family, and staff. For it is truly a privilege to lead a board and serve a district that remains focused on the positive impact of education, community, and shared responsibility. The stories of legacy from Dallas, Akela, and Savion, together with the powerful community engagements and renewed board unity, remind us that our best work lies ahead. Let us carry this energy forward into the new school year and beyond. Respectfully, Ms. Jackson. Next, we will have the superintendent report updates.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I would like to ask for Tina Lockfrey, the principal at Firestone CLC, to come forward. She will share an update regarding our FAST program. At a couple board meetings, we've had questions, and Tina actually reached out and volunteered to come down to help address any questions that we may still have. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you. Thank you, board members, for having us today. I want to start with some recognition. Since I got the floor for just a tiny second, I'd like to introduce the Ohio High School Athletic Association award winner for Sportsmanship, Ethics, and Integrity Award, and that's our boys and girls swimming coach, Cindy Dial. She also is the 2025 Senior Coach of the Year for Lake Erie Swimming, and she has won this award more than any coach in the history of Lake Erie Swimming. The 2025 Age Group Coach of the Year is Carl Schallenberger, who is our assistant coach at Firestone, and so I'd like to introduce him as well. And they represent the 2025 Club Community Service Award that the FAST program run by their sock drive for Project Rise. So they are also the Lake Erie Swimming Community Service Club Award winners. They'll tell you that that's their most important award because it's what we give back to the community. And so that's what we want to highlight tonight is all of the programs that happen through the natatorium and that you keep funding the staffing for. And then we're going to explain why the staff keep coming up on the agenda. So if you could move ahead a couple slides, or do I get to control it? It's my first time. And so there's Coach Dial at the state swim meet. All right. So Akron Public Schools has the natatorium. It is housed at Firestone and has the Firestone varsity and JV swim team. As has been mentioned at the board meetings, students from other schools can be on a swim team. And if they're interested, they would contact Coach Dial, and that's how they would get the information. Our season runs from November to February. And we also have off-season practices that run with the FAST program that swim year-round. The one is the FAST, so those are community members from all over in our different age groups, and then the other one is our Firestone swim team. Other things that occur in the pool area, this summer our swim team and the FAST program hosted the I Promise School Nike Learn to Swim Camp. It was a partnership with the LeBron James Family Foundation. We have a Catalina Club with our synchronized swimming. You may not know that Dr. Molnar was in the synchronized swimming show this year in the staff number. Anyone who'd like to come and swim next year is more than welcome to join. All of the middle schools and high school engineering programs come over to Firestone and race cardboard boxes through the pool. We have had members volunteer to be inside a cardboard box and try to race it across the pool. That's a fun day. Coach Carl is currently working with 2 ELIT students in order to pass their swim test in order to get into the Navy. They are very excited, and they're taking that back to the ROTC and the other students, so that's something we're looking to grow, and we'll be looking for maybe some support of a policy that would allow that to come during the school days. Varsity sports field trips, this is something we started to explore of a recovery model with our partnership with the Akron Children's Hospital athletic trainers and utilizing the pool as a different type of workout for student athletes. And so we're looking and exploring what that would look like. And so we're very excited for where that could go as well. And then we have FAST. So the Firestone Area Swim Team is a 503 CB that swims out of rents the natatorium. You can join them by emailing firestonenninja@gmail.com in order to join. They have the Swim Academy, which is the lessons all summer long. We only have 1 week left to go, but when spring break rolls around next year and you start to get hot, think of us swim lessons. Adult Sunday swim is Sundays at 9 a.m. You have to be 18 and over and pass the swim test. Adult Learn to Swim, if you have a fear of water and you want to get over that, you can email Coach Schallenberger, and we offer Adult Learn to Swim classes. And then we also do Red Cross lifeguarding certification classes. And so all of that happens in our natatorium. In addition, Coach Cindy can talk about that the employees of the pool maintain the pool area.
So we're pretty particular about how we keep the pool clean and manage our pool. With the disinfection of the pool, this is something that we're very particular about. Like I said, it is something that is done daily. With the pool deck, because of people walking through with regular shoes on, we do, and the pool chemistry, we can't use regular chemicals on cleaning that, so we do have our staff clean the deck. We don't have the janitorial staff clean the deck. Plus, it's a safety issue because we do have some janitorial staff that are afraid of the water, and you put somebody out there that has a fear of the water, cleaning the pool deck, that doesn't go very well hand in hand. Carl and I take care of all the pool chemistry, so we do have to have a little bit of a background in chemistry to balance all that all the time, and we don't have our other staff doing that because we do have college students as well as high school students working as lifeguards, so that is all on Carl and I. As far as the filter room, the pool equipment, it's a whole nother world down there. And we do make sure that we have our staff trained, all the certifications. It's not just lifeguarding, it's first aid, it's CPR, it's all the things that you guys have to do with the background checks, we have to do double because of all the coaching certifications that we have to have. And then finally, all the staffing. And you guys are going to have another one tonight to approve. With the college and the high school staff that we have, it's a lot of them only have to work maybe 1 or 2 days a week. So we have to hire a lot of folks coming in. Our college kids are getting ready to ship on out, so we have to have a whole nother group of kids coming in that are University of Akron or Kent State that are going to be around. So you'll see a lot of those coming through. But luckily that they come around and they stay around, they'll come back next summer. So hopefully, as long as they don't get deactivated, that we have to have them do everything all over again. So luckily we have a very good alumni group that come back around. So a lot of our staff are professionals. We have a nurse on staff. We have other professional engineers. But again, we have a very big staff, but they only work 1 or 2 days a week. So that's why you see so many board recs coming through from us. We have a whole lot of people doing very short things throughout the week.
And then if you have any questions, we can answer those. But thank you for giving us this time to highlight the program. Hopefully, show the community that the pool is open for everyone. And if they reach out, or we'll reach out to them, if you know someone who needs something, we'd love for the pool to be utilized by the whole Akron community.
Thank you for that. Board member questions at this time. Member Hall.
Hello. Thank you so much for coming down. Who tells your story better than you, right? No, I do appreciate that because all we hear, again, we see these come through and we're like, okay, we just approved this, now we're approving it again. And not realizing that you offer all of these programs. I know when the world opened back up after the pandemic, my daughter took some private lessons with a couple of the students, but we never knew about adult swim. Teaching adults how to swim, which is very important. So thank you for coming and sharing that information with not only us, but with the community so that they know. So we can no longer say, why is this only available to the Firestone students? Because I wasn't educated enough to know the difference. So I appreciate you coming down and letting us know exactly what's going on and how we can utilize the pool. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Member Hall. Are there any other board member questions? Member Autry, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Thanks again for your presentation. So I'm one of those scared adults, and I'm ashamed at this age that I can't swim. It's estimated that probably 80% of African Americans cannot swim. Do you guys do any tracking as to how many students that you touch in the summertime with your swim lessons?
Right now, we probably, with the Nike IPS camp, we had 110 kids come through this year, which is phenomenal. And this was our 3rd year doing that. So a lot of those kids from where we had from year 1 to year 3, these kids were swimming widths and a lot of them swimming laps of the pool, which is something we want to keep exploring. But just in our swim academy, we probably have had probably close to 150 kids come through. And again, this is our last week. of the swim academy, and it has been full every week that we've had. So it's pretty phenomenal. And again, we're just doing it bi-weekly, offering it each week, 4 days a week, and keeping the cost down very low, just to at least cover our bases, and opening it up to the community. And I think that's what's the most important thing, is to get the kids in and to teach them to be water safe.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. So are you saying it's like 150 per summer that you're?
About 150 kids per summer.
Okay. And so my last question, historically speaking, how often are you seeing students from other high schools participate on the Firestone swim team?
On the high school team?
Yes.
We get quite a few in. On the high school team, we'll have kids actually, I don't want to say transfer in, but open enrollment. We'll get quite a few in with that. Like this year with St. V not offering a team, we'll get all the St. V kids in. But on the FAST program, we have a lot of kids.
Okay. So for the actual swim team, because I know you say any student can come, the practices are pretty early in the morning, my understanding.
Absolutely. But again, this is part of who we are, because it teaches them responsibility, dedication. It teaches them to do hard things. Isn't life hard? I mean, seriously. You know, if a kid can do that and go through, you can accomplish great things. You can do at college, that's a breeze. So yeah, 6 a.m. practice 3 days a week. You can do it. I've been doing this for 44 years. And again, people say maybe I'm more military. Carl and I have been doing this, and we produce some pretty good kids, pretty good adults.
Thank you.
Thank you. Member Hall, please.
Just real quick, I'm sorry, just to piggyback off of Member Autry's statement, question, how many kids do you, not transferring in, that are from other schools outside of Firestone within APS, how many of those students come and join the Firestone swim team? Like if a student from Elliott or East or Bookdale or Garfield wanted to swim, do you have any of those kids?
Currently, no, but
Okay.
we have had kids in the past
Okay.
that have come in. We've had kids from Garfield in the past. We've had kids from Bookdale in the past come in and come to Firestone in the past. And I don't know if this has changed, but in the past, if a student wanted to swim and they say we're at Elliott, they would actually come to Firestone, become a Firestone student to be on the team. Because what we have going on is, because we are in different divisions. So Elliott is Division 2, we are Division 1. So that would mean we would have to have another coach for a Division 2, because the schedules are very different.
So we can get that information for you, and we can also get you the number of students who open enroll to Firestone and become a Firestone student through the open enrollment process. So there are students, Firestone has a large open enrollment population, so I will get you all of that information and get it to you with numbers.
Like, quick follow-up.
Yes, please.
Just a quick follow-up. We were told that students can, from other schools, come and join the Firestone team where they don't have to open enroll. They don't have to
Right.
come to Firestone. So because we don't have any, are we looking into that, or is that just something we don't want to do if they're not going to transfer over to Firestone? And because if they're a student at Ellen, they're Division 2, but Firestone's Division 1, they don't have a swim team. But I understand how, OSHA could work. But have we ever explored that to say, okay, if kids from Division 2 or Division 3 want to swim, have we tried to explore that or open it up to kids to come?
Yes.
And not have to transfer to
If there's
Firestone?
someone interested, usually they swim for a club at the high school level, just like students do AAU for basketball. If they are interested, then this is who they would contact as Firestone in this area, and we would absolutely do everything. There's lots of programs that have this. We have a gymnast for Firestone. You probably don't know that because they don't come through the board, but we support them then because we have a gymnast. who, has a club. She works out of that, but she competes as a Firestone student. And other schools have that as well. So there's no one right now, but if there's someone out there who is seeing this or hearing this or getting this through word of mouth, then that would be what we would do. And APS would then use that supplemental contract for the coach if we needed to from that school. So yes, it's all can work.
Yes, Dr. Molinar, please.
Thank you. As far as I see that there's 2 separate tracks for competition. And so there's the Firestone team that if we could also have extra coaches, but we also have the FAST League. So can you kind of help us to understand how many students that don't go to Firestone that might be competing on the FAST League and the types of competitions that they do if they make out-of-state competitions and awards?
So FAST, the easiest parallel to that is what people are familiar with is AAU basketball. So FAST is the group. That is the club. So the age groups there vary. It's not all high school students, and that's why it's larger. So Coach Dial can give you exact numbers of FAST.
Yeah, our FAST team starts at basically age 4 and goes up to the collegiate level. In the summertime, we do have college swimmers that come back.
Yes.
But on the FAST team, are they primarily Firestone students, or do we have students from outside of the
community, all
Firestone
over.
cluster?
All over.
Yes, Dr. Thompson. Thank you, Dr. Molinar. Thank you.
Just to clarify, any student, even a student that does not attend Akron Public Schools, if their high school does not offer a swim team, they can swim on your varsity swim team as a Division I. They have to compete at the division of which the school they attend. So you don't have to hire any additional coaches or anything of that nature. They just come, they have to get there, obviously, and that's probably an impediment. But as far as any other requirements or additional staff, that's not the case, unless enough came that required, to add additional staff because the number's too large. But they would swim Division I.
All right.
Because
Well, they
you
would
just
have to
said something. You
represent
just
LA.
said, excuse me. That was 2 different statements that were made.
We'll make
Because-
sure we follow
Yeah,
up
we
with
need
the
to follow
clear
up with that.
policy
Well,
from
we need-
Mr. Vasilati's
Vasilati
office.
would have to-
We'll give you that exact wording,
Right.
because we do have, as Dr. Thompson said, students who swim from Firestone from district schools who are now part of the Firestone swim team because their school doesn't have it in Akron.
Which I understand that, but the different divisions.
We'll get
With
it
the
in writing from you, from Mr. Vasilati, so that we're not breaking any
Right.
Ohio High School Athletic Association
Understood,
rules.
and that will-
I just want to,
Yes.
I want to clarify with
I
him
understand.
so that we don't end up in a.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye.
Are there any other board member questions? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Backpack Adventure. Come join us at the Akron Zoo for our APS students entering grades kindergarten through 5th grade during the 25-26 school year. What will be provided? Free admission to the Akron Zoo for students and 2 guests. Free backpack filled with school supplies while supplies last. Family fun, resources, and entertainment. That's coming up next week, Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, and also on Wednesday, August 6th, from 4 to 8 p.m. So we hope that all our K through 5th grade families join us next week at the zoo. We are excited to invite you to join us as we kick off our 25-26 school year at our annual staff convocation at the University of Akron, James A. Rhodes, also known as the JAR Arena, on Monday, August 18th from 8:15 to 9:15. This year, our theme is APS Forward, Achieve, Propel, Sustain. At this time, we want to say thank you to all of our partners, families, and supporters who generously donate and provide grants to support our scholars. And we want you to know that your contributions are truly appreciated. I would like to bring to the attention of the board that under section 10.1, you will see the resignation of Dr. Tamia Caver. And I would like to take this moment to ask her to come forward. I didn't say come stand. So I remember when Dr. Caver first joined our APS family, I was in the position of executive director for school leadership, and all of the principals presented updates on their school's highlights because they wanted her to see the good work that was going on in Akron Public Schools and was excited to see her take us to the next level. And so I just wanted to take this time to thank you, Dr. Caver, and to present you with this certificate. And it says, in recognition of your leadership and dedication to Akron Public Schools, you have consistently demonstrated the courage to make tough decisions, always with the best interests of our students at heart. We thank you for your leadership and your wisdom. You are wished continued success in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Outley. Thank you, Board President Jackson, Vice President Alexander, and board members. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me. I'm very proud of the work, being a part of the team while I was here in Akron Public Schools, and I wish you all much success in your future, and I'll be in touch, Ms. Outley. Thank you.
Thank you. President Jackson, that does conclude my report.
Thank you, Superintendent Outley. Next, we'll have the Treasurer report. Dr. Thompson.
Thank you, Madam President, Board of Education, and Superintendent Outley. Today I attended the latest briefing on House Bill 96, and there's just a few notes that I thought I would share just to make sure they're on your radar. I'm sure that Deborah Folk is on this, but transportation through an interesting wrinkle. If we're out of school, historically, if we were closed, then we didn't transport anyone. But now we'll be required to transport community school students even if we're closed for some reason. So that's going to take some coordination. Brandy Vickers said she'd take care of it all. There is also a $10 million grant that's available for safety, for bus safety, so that's probably something we should jump on. Interesting change on the State Board of Education levels. Those will no longer be elected positions. They'll be appointed by the governor. School board policies, which we're ahead of the game here on, but cell phones will be prohibited from the start of the day until the end of the day. You can't bring them out at lunch. It's a very specific policy that begins January 1, 2026. AI we need to adopt a policy by July of 2026. That's how AI will be handled at the educational level. Religious instruction, that is very specific. 1 period a week in elementary school will allow students to engage in some religious activity. Middle school gets 2 periods per week, and high school gets 2 units per week. Cybersecurity, where we are required to adopt a program with safeguards in place, which we do have. But this is an interesting twist. Districts cannot pay ransom without legislative approval. So something to keep in mind. Diagnostic assessments are changing significantly with a real focus on science of reading, but to Dr. Caver's credit and the department's credit, they're already ahead of that as well. Advanced standing, in other words, a 5.0 weighted scale is now required for career tech programs. So they're going to have to figure out a way to build that into career tech. Advanced, this is an interesting one too, which will be very challenging. Advanced math placement. So if you score in the top 2 boxes of the standardized test, you will automatically advance to a higher math class, regardless of whether you meet any of the other qualifications. Parent can opt them out, but that's the only way out. Or the student skips, if it's an elementary, the student would skip 2 grade levels. So logistically, I'm not sure how that's going to work. Teacher assignments, the superintendent controls where teachers are in teacher assignments. It is not based on seniority, and however, that doesn't go into effect until your current CPA expires. RESA, which is the Resident Educator Program, that's been eliminated. Financial literacy, so we are now required to have the program 60 hours or a half credit in the high school. Early childhood education grants available at $130 million, worth looking into. CTE 7th and 8th grade waiver will go away. So that means you have to have some type of programming in place, and I believe we're on that as well. The forecast has some significant changes. You must send in with your forecast your appropriations, complete appropriations. It looks like the 5-year forecast is going to a 3-year forecast. It appears. This year, October 15th is when the next 5-year forecast will be due, but after that, it'll be August 31st. So that means we're going to close books and do a 5-year forecast, bang, bang. That's going to be challenging for the finance departments. 15% operational budget ceiling on cost of administrators. So just so you know, currently APS, according to our CUP report, is at 6.7% right now, which is pretty good. And that's all of my, I thought were the main updates from House Bill 96. I'll type them up and send them to you, so you don't have to try to remember all that. But I just came from there to our board meeting. You're going to be asked to approve the monthly financial report. And what I want to really point out is, despite the turbulence, if you look at that page 3, it'll show you that our revenue compared to the 5-year forecast, we missed by $295,000. That's spot on, folks. Spot on. Average miss across the state was 7.7%. They were off on their forecast. That is off by 0.01. And then if you go to the green box, our cash balances, we were off by $1 million, which is 0.03. Right above that box, though, to bring to your attention that I know we're all very well aware of, is we spent $17 million more than we brought in. So we're in deficit spending. We've known that. We've been in deficit spending, but that's going to be a challenge moving forward. And then finally, I never write anything down, but I wrote this one down. So I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the Akron Public School Board of Education for the incredible opportunity to serve as a CFO treasurer over the past 3 years. It's been an honor to work on behalf of the students and families of this community. and I'm sincerely thankful for the trust that you placed in me. Thank you. To the administration and support staff, thank you for your collaboration, professionalism, unwavering dedication to our mission. I have been continually inspired by the commitment to doing what's right for our students, and that's not always easy to do. I want to express my best wishes to Superintendent Ms. Outley. As she leads the district forward, I have full confidence in her ability to bring healing and clarity and a renewed purpose to the Akron Public Schools. To the leadership of the Akron Education Association, thank you for your steadfast commitment to students. And to the educators who serve them, I especially appreciate your willingness to engage in a good faith dialogue in collaboration with the administration to reach a fair and equitable tentative agreement. And most importantly, to the entire finance department, words truly cannot express my gratitude. You are an extraordinary group of professionals whose talent, dedication, and integrity make a profound difference every single day. Saying we are family may be a cliche in some places, but in our department, it is the absolute truth. We are a family, and I will miss each of you deeply. Thank you for the privilege of serving alongside you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Is there a motion to approve the June 2025 financial report?
So moved.
It's been moved by Member Sykes. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Harrison. Is there any discussion? Member Sykes?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, members of the board, I actually was going to say my comments for the resolution in accepting Dr. Thompson's resignation, but since he said some things right now, I think this would be an appropriate time to say thank you, Dr. Thompson, for your work with the Finance Committee and for your quickly responding to our questions and concerns and issues that we had on the Finance Committee. As you know, you constantly say House Bill 96, and I said budget bill. we kind of go back and forth with that. I want to, in particularly, thank you for the forecasting that you did, because it is extraordinary to be able to forecast with such precise numbers so that we know where we are and where we're going, and that those numbers, we can't tell the future, but because of yourself and your staff being able to take a look at where we are, it helps us to plan better when we are so precise on where we are as far as our forecastings are concerned. Thank you for the updates that you constantly gave to us on the budget and what was happening with the budget bill, House Bill 96. And I want to say thank you for the levy work that you did. Quite often I found myself having to call to ask you questions about that, or ask you to attend a meeting to answer questions with groups like the Chamber of Commerce or the Beacon Journal or some other groups that had some questions about the levy. And you were always there. You always came. You always participated in the whole levy process. And because of your clearness and your exactness in explaining where we are, where we were trying to go, and if we did not pass the levy, what would happen to this district, made all the difference in getting the support that we needed from the community. So I sincerely thank you for that. And finally, I want to thank you for being exact and precise as you talked to this board about what was happening with union negotiations, and being able to keep us up to date and to explain and to give us examples and options as to where we should go, what will happen if we do this, if we do that. I sincerely appreciate it. I thank you for your service. I thank you for your work with Akron Public Schools. And on behalf of the children and the staff, I thank you for your professionalism that you have shown and the fun that you've shown throughout the years, the time that I've been here on the board. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the very best.
Excuse me. Thank you. Are there any other board comments? All right, seeing and hearing none, Dr. Thompson, roll call, please.
Mrs. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
Ms. Autry?
Yes.
Ms. Hall?
Yes.
Reverend Harrison?
Yes.
Dr. Jackson,
Yes.
Dr. Molinar.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Next, we'll have the approval of our previous meeting minutes. We have 2 minutes to approve. Is there a motion to approve our regular board meeting minutes for July 14th of 2025?
I make a motion to approve our regular meeting minutes for July 14th, 2025.
Thank you. It's been moved by Member Hall. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Autry. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Dr. Thompson, roll call, please.
Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
Ms. Autry?
Yes.
Ms. Hall?
Yes.
Reverend Harrison?
Yes.
Dr. Jackson?
Yes.
Dr. Molinar?
Yes.
Mrs. Sykes?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Next, is there a motion to approve our special board meeting minutes for July 18th of 2025?
I make a motion to approve our special board meetings held on July 18th, 2020. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, July 18th, 2025.
Thank you, Member Hall. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Autry. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none. Dr. Thompson, roll call, please.
Ms. Autry?
Yes.
Ms. Hall?
Abstain.
Reverend Harrison?
Yes.
Dr. Jackson?
Yes.
Dr. Molinar?
Yes.
Mrs. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander?
Abstain.
Motion passes 5-0 with 2 abstentions.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Next is our personnel recommendations. Superintendent Outley.
Thank you, President Jackson. Does the board have any questions about the personnel items for Section 10? I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to reiterate, are there any questions for personnel items from board members in Section 10? All right, seeing and hearing none, you may continue, Superintendent.
Section 11, miscellaneous. Section 12, supplemental contracts. Section 13, substitute teachers.
Yes,
I'm
Member
sorry.
Hall?
Back to section 12, 12.1. Looking at 12.1. Actually, no, there was no question. My apologies.
That's okay.
On my notes.
Continue, thank you.
Section 14, tutors. Section 15, support staff.
Member Hall?
Okay, I do have a question here. Section 15.4. There are two people here where it looks like the pay went from like higher to lower. Is that correct, or was that a glitch? One went from 1521 to 1461, and one went from 1551 to 1521 with a degree.
Member Hall, I'm sorry, could you tell me which, I didn't hear that.
15.4.
15.4?
Mhm.
Oh, 15.4.
And if we're looking at the box below, one, it's the fourth one down, and also the last one. The rates went down. Was that a glitch, or was that?
Oh, I do notice that. I'm going to check.
It appears
Yeah.
that it's degree specific instead. So,
But it went down.
Well, the one for the, excuse me for speaking, but the one for associate's degree, they started at 1551
Oh,
to
was he? And then it goes to
1521. So it
Understood.
dropped down. And then the other one started at 1521, regardless of degree or not, it dropped down to 1461. So
I see, Member Hall. I was
Yeah.
going down in that way, so I
Oh.
see. Okay. Mr. Wyman, please.
Good evening. I will have to verify for you in that regard. I believe these are corrections that are being made for those two, but we'll follow up with a verification for you.
okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. You may continue. Does that conclude, Member Hall? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Superintendent, you may continue.
16 paraprofessionals. Section 17, child nutrition. Section 18, maintenance, operations, transportation. Section 19, security. Section 20, there are no items for students. If there are no questions, I wish to recommend the approval of the personnel recommendations presented in categories 10 through 20.
Thank you, Superintendent. One moment, please. Vice President Alexander.
Yes, I was wondering, with those two items that Mrs. Hall talked about, should we be voting on those, or should we pull those off and vote later? How's that work? Because they're the difference in their rate of pay.
Thank you for that, Member Alexander. Mr. Wamis, because I think it would be right to remove those before we vote on them, and it's not the correct pay scale.
It is my understanding these are corrections because it does reference in there what was previously sent to board for all of them. So all of these are corrections from what had previously gone to board. So that is my understanding. This is a correction to what had previously went to board on, I think it listed the date there.
So these are correct.
Yeah. So the change, the part where it's decreased is the accurate
Correct.
amount.
Correct.
And so it's just updating it.
Correct.
Change. Understood.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because we were going to come back to us.
No, that
and
was
we were going to come back. I
necessary.
was thinking, wait a minute, do we need to vote on that or not? But these are corrections, and I'm okay.
Correct, yeah.
They're proper corrections.
As it states, yeah, it was previously approved on June 23rd, because these were corrections being made from that meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's always good to have clarity before we vote. Superintendent, we were at the motion, correct? All right. Is there a motion to approve the personnel recommendations
So
presented in
moved.
categories 10 through 20?
I'm sorry, so moved.
It's been moved by Member Alexander. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been second by Member Autry. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none. Dr. Thompson, roll call vote, please.
Ms. Hall,
Yes.
Reverend Harrison,
Yes.
Dr. Jackson,
Yes.
Dr. Molinar,
Yes.
Mrs. Sykes,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes, abstain from 10.7.
Ms. Autry.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0 with one abstention on 10.7 and 7-0 on the balance.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Next is the division recommendations, resolutions, and motions. Superintendent Alvin.
Thank you, President Jackson. If I may first ask that we recognize that under item 10.4 was the employment of a general counsel, and that gentleman is here this evening, and we just wanted to give an opportunity to briefly read a bio and just have him stand for you. No words, just a bio.
Thank you.
Good evening. We have David Sapusik is a highly accomplished attorney and strategic advisor with extensive experience in public education, higher education, civil rights compliance, and risk management. He brings over 20 years of legal and leadership experience working with K-12 districts, universities, and public entities, specializing in policy development, labor employment law, Title IX 504 compliance, litigation, and organizational operations. His career reflects a strong commitment to equity, integrity, and educational excellence. We have Mr. David Sapusik.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions about the division, recommendations, resolutions, and motions for Section 22?
Dr. Molinar?
Thank you, President Jackson. I have a question. I see on 22.1 to approve school bus stops, the public content here says a motion requesting approval of the bus stop schedules, including any possible charter and non-public school schedules for the 25-26 school year. But there's nothing in administrative or executive content. So I was wondering, what are we approving? Because there's nothing here. Thank you.
Would you like?
Ms. Polk?
Good evening, President Jackson and board members and superintendent and treasurer. You are approving the allowance to go forward and actually put the routes together. And once they are actually completed, we will then make them available in our route finder to the individual schools and send notices out to parents. We're in the process of doing that now. So you're just giving us the motion to allow us that once they're done, they are completed and ready to roll.
Yes, okay, thank you. Did you have a follow-up before I go to Member Harrison? Okay, Member Harrison?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, Superintendent Outley, I think this becomes an example of a difficult choice to make when we only have one board meeting before school starts. To approve something that we don't know. And I understand that we probably do this every year, and we may do it this way every year. But again, I think we have continued to ask, we need to vote on what we can actually see. And I wouldn't say that we're going to go out and check every bus route that you generate. That's not what we're going to do. But certainly if we have to vote on something, we need to see something, we need to feel something, we need to be able to say, we're signing a check again, and we don't know what we're signing. And so I think this is a perfect example of, if we can have some idea of something. We're 2 weeks before the start of school, and we're going to approve something that, if we don't approve it today, what happens?
Actually, it is required that you approve it within the just prior to the start of school, within 30 days prior. So therefore, this meets the regulation of the Code for Transportation of Students. And they become public once they are completed. And anybody's allowed to go school-wise into Viewfinder, and parents will be notified of their individual stops.
I can appreciate that, Madam Chair. If we don't approve this today, because we can't see anything, so if we don't approve it today, what happens? I guess that would be my question.
Then the bus routes cannot move, and we cannot issue the notices to the parents of where their bus stops are.
And I guess what was the soonest we could have approved it? And none of that, well, let me just say this. It's hard to approve what we don't know what we're approving. And we continue to get behind the 8 ball because we're approving things in advance of the work being done. And at some point, with some things, we have to know what we're approving. And we get laws, and we get regulations, and we get official language that this is what we're doing, but at the end of the day, we're still writing and signing blank checks. And so I guess, Madam Chair, I would say we come down to these decisions. We make decisions. Do we approve stuff that we don't know that we're approving? Or do we get the stuff and we see it and then we approve it? And I guess that's, for me, I have to continue to say no to anything at this point that I don't know.
Thank you, Member Harrison. And I'm just going to, for clarity, I think when Member Harrison said what's the earliest that we could have gotten this, like if we would have got it the previous meeting, possibly. However, the request is so that they can put the information based off enrollment, the information that the district has been provided, that some is they're still going to have to reroute. It's adjustments going to have to be made even when they do these routes for transfer students or parents who just didn't, decide early enough. And so what we have here is the request is being asked, can we just start, like, based off our information, can we run a route? And so, to your point, what's the earliest we could have did this? Because they're going to have to update and change it. It would seem to me possibly maybe our last meeting. It could have ran, and then once we gave them approval to say, yes, you can start formulating, like putting the routes together, formulating. Am I kind of like running based off of the enrollment and the requests for transportation?
Yes, we actually did our rollover effective mid-June, and we finished it on June the 21st, and then we would have gotten that information from our students, but then we still cannot route until we get it into TransFinder. Okay, so then I'm back with that. Then disregard, I don't have anything else to say, because with all that information, then we could have had the information before this meeting. So I'm going to, I was just going off of my experience knowing about transportation, but it's moot at this point based off what you just said, because we could have in fact had the information. Member Hall?
Thank you, Madam President. So if this is regarding getting our students routes, right, to get on the bus, why is this coming to the board? Isn't this just standard operation?
No.
Or is this money? Is this a cost that goes into this?
This is a resolution that you have approved the buses to actually be routed. It is required by the state transportation standards. These are the 8 resolutions that must come to each board each year, and it is very specifically timed as to how many days before school you can bring it forward.
So it's a state law that you can only bring it 30 days?
Yes, that is correct.
We can provide you with the policy. School starts.
Thank you.
Let me see. Hold on.
Thank you, Ms. Fulton. Are you fine? Okay. All right. Are there any other questions, or Superintendent Altman? Yes, please, Member Molnar.
Thank you. So I don't know if this is related to that or not, but 22.3, authorizing contracts with parents transporting their children. I know typically we get a list of the people that we are giving contracts to. Is this not when we get the list of the people, or when will we know who we are authorizing? Are we waiting for the bus schedules to authorize?
Thank you again. This is actually your payment in lieu, and we're in the process of going through that to determine exactly who does qualify for transport, but there's not an asset to provide it or timing to provide it. You will see your first listing more than likely at your second meeting in August. So this is just to allow us to go through this process, but you will get a resolution, to your point, Dr. Molnar, of every student that qualifies, because we have to list each student, and one of the items is to why they do not get an asset. It's one of 6 qualifications for impracticality.
Follow up. So this resolution is to make the list, but we don't actually pay anyone until we have the list?
You do not pay anyone until the end of the school year following. So as an example, for FY25, you just issued the checks about 2 weeks ago, because the whole year has to go on. And as you remember, I brought 8 lists before your for your approval over the last school year of FY25.
So if we approve this and nothing else, no one gets any money?
Not at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, both. All right. Member Harrison?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I just want to I just want to make sure, and I know we continue to beat this horse with the transportation, but I see 3 other resolutions in here, and when we're speaking of transportation, with the our qualified board contracted student transportation services, we're talking, can we list those out? We're talking Metro services, Metro bus, the school bus drivers. I'm just trying to make sure that we are transporting that what.
Qualified providers in this case is Metro. It is also Peterman and for yellow bus services, and it would also include the 2 companies that you have approved this year, which are Buckeye and Templeton. But there is an occasion when parents will also transport their own students, and that is a parent contract, and those are issued individually to a parent.
And that's what we were talking about.
And those are the ones that the PIL come forward to you because we have to declare the impracticality reason.
Okay.
That is the only one that you have to do the additional approval for.
Okay. And so we have Buckeye as primary and Templeton as secondary?
They are currently both in the process of being routed at this time, and per the board's information that they approved at the board meeting of May the 27th on the amendment. Yes, we are working on contracts with both of those, and we have assigned students for both of those vendors going forward. We actually have completed the contract with Templeton, and the meeting with Buckeye is tomorrow.
Okay. And I guess that goes to the point. Buckeye is primary and Templeton is secondary.
At this time, that is correct. There was a section in the if we needed to expand fleets, we could expand fleets because they could grow, and that was what you asked. But Buckeye has the primary student listing at this time.
So we will exhaust Buckeye, and then we will move to Templeton.
And we already know that we will need both service contracts. That is correct.
Yes, ma'am. I'm fine with both. I just want to make sure.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right.
President Jackson, at this time, I wish to recommend the approval of division recommendations, resolutions, and motions in Section 22.
Thank you, Superintendent Outley. Is there a motion to approve the division recommendations and resolution motions?
So moved.
Thank you. It's been moved by Vice President Alexander. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Autry. Any discussions? Dr. Molinar.
Thank you, President Jackson. I want to say I understand the urgency to approve the school bus stops. And maybe the issue is the language to approve school bus stops, because it sounds like we aren't approving the bus stops, we are initiating the routing. And so I understand the urgency to initiate school bus routing. And that is, as I understand this, that we will begin the routing, and we are not yet approving or finalizing necessarily the routes. And if you could please let me know at the end, or let somebody know how and when families will know when they have routes. That would be appreciated too. But thank you.
No, thank you, Member Molinar, because that is a big question, and parents sometimes to the wire are sending emails like, what is the bus stop, especially when they're transitioning from elementary to middle. That's a very poignant question. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Member Hall, please.
Just one quick question regarding Metro Transit. The bus passes that our students get, can they use those after school hours also? And like on the weekends to go to work and things like that? Is that all year? I see everybody like, yep. Is that all year round? Okay, thank you.
That's nice.
I guess the answer would be yes.
Yes. All right. See, no other questions? Comments? Okay, moving on. Roll call, please. Dr. Thompson, thank you.
Reverend Harrison?
No on 22-1, yes on the balance.
Dr. Jackson?
Yes.
Dr. Molinar?
Yes.
Mrs. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
Ms. Autry?
Yes.
Ms. Hall?
Abstain on 22.3, yes to the balance.
You guys always make one of them tricky. So on 22.1, we are 6-1, with one no vote, obviously. On the balance, we are, well, not on 22.3, we are 6-0 with one abstention, and we are 7-0 on the balance.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Next is the business affairs recommendation. Superintendent Outley.
Does the board have any questions for section 23?
Okay. Member Hall.
Thank you, Madam President. For section 23.2, looks like we're in a partnership with Ashland University, which is amazing. But my question is, and maybe I should have asked this earlier, but other partnerships with other universities for teacher candidates, do we partner with all the other universities like in Ohio or just certain ones?
I know we partner with Kent State and the University of Akron. I'll let Larry Johnson come up and share the remainder.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Good evening. We partner with all universities that have students that are attending those universities that are going to participate in their field experience here in Akron Public Schools.
Okay.
Thank you. Member Harrison? Or
Thank you, Madam Chair. We took a vote on 22. I thought my question was in 23, but I just want a clerical clarification in 22, just for the purpose of making sure the resolution is correct. The necessary vacuum pump for North High School,
yes, Ms. Falk, you may want to come up. This was the price difference, Member Harrison?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that we have the correct price in the resolution, I think that should be 75,000, not 50,000. The threshold?
All right, I am terribly sorry. Can you update me again?
I just want to make sure we have it a clerical correction.
Mm-hmm.
The threshold, the resolution reads that 50,000 is the threshold. I thought they moved it to 75.
Oh, no, our current threshold is 50,000. You have not changed the board's policy at this point regarding that.
Yes, and I guess the only thing that I was saying is the 50,000 is referencing the ORC, not us.
That
and
is.
so if we can just move that to 75 so that we can.
Okay.
It's just clerical.
Thank you.
Yeah, but because it's a resolution.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Ms. Falk. Thank you, Member Harrison.
President Jackson, I wish to recommend the approval of the business affairs recommendations presented in Category 23.
Thank you, Superintendent Outley. Is there a motion to approve the business affairs recommendations in Category 23?
So moved.
It's been moved by Member Hall. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Vice President Alexander. Any discussion? Thank you. Member Molinar, please.
Thank you, President Jackson. I just wanted to point out that in Section 23, I believe it's all in Section 23, yes. In Section 23, we are approving actually over $1 million, just an FYI here in discussion, over $1 million to private Christian schools. And I wanted to point that out because we were part of the Ed Choice voucher lawsuit, and the June 2025 ruling actually does not include the vouchers Hurt Ohio. It does not impact these because it's Title I funding. So Title I is federal, and the federal funds remain under public control, but it still is something that we are required to give to these private Christian schools. So while I personally find it troubling that we are legally required to approve more than $1 million of our public tax funds to these religious schools, because these are public dollars meant to serve all students, regardless of faith, and we do have a diverse community that we are serving, but this is not related to the vouchers. So this is a separate issue, and we are continuing to lose and spend money. So $1 million here.
Thank you, Member Molnar. For important clarification, Title I funds are not for all students. They're for students who qualify for said funds. And so a student can be in a public institution in certain areas and not, or certain public schools may not qualify for title funds. It's based on certain criterion, test scores, and also the social economic status of that body of kids, if they qualify at or below poverty, and also how that school performs. So it's not just a general pool of money that all children receive, and for the students who receive it in a private institutional setting, all the students do not get the Title I tutoring or get to use the resources provided or purchased by Title I funds. So I want to be clear, the dollars follow the child based off the school and the school district or which the child will be coming from and the child's social economic status. So it's not general money, just for clarity. Thank you. Are there any other for Section 23? If not, Dr. Thompson, roll call, please.
Dr. Jackson?
Abstain on 2311, 2312, 2316, 2318, and 2319. Yes on the balance.
Dr. Molinar?
Yes.
Mrs. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
Ms. Autry?
Yes.
Ms. Hall?
Yes.
Reverend Harrison?
Yes.
We are 6-0 with one abstention on 23.11, .12, 16, 18, and 19. And we are 7-0 on the balance.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Next, we will have our committee reports, starting with legal contracts and board policy.
Thank you, Madam President. The Policy Committee will be meeting this coming Monday, August the 4th, here in this room at 5:30. Policy Committee will be meeting August the 4th in this room, 5:30. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Vice President Alexander. Next, we will hear from Finance and Capital Management. Member Sykes.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President and members of the board, the Finance Committee did not meet in the last few weeks. We will set a meeting in August. However, we will wait until we choose a new treasurer to make sure that date also fits the new acting treasurer's agenda, but we will probably keep the same date that we have. But just to make sure and just to give respect to that person. I would like to say, if I may, Madam Chair, that we now have a position as an employee called General Counsel, and as you heard from our treasurer, we are in deficit spending, and I would hope that we will be able to see a reduction in contractual legal fees that this school system has been using. So I understand it's been a while since we've had a position that's actually titled General Counsel, and that person will actually attend the meeting, even though I note that he is no longer here at this meeting, but perhaps he will be able to attend the full meeting to provide some assistance. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm really, really looking forward to a reduction in the contractual legal fees that this district has been paying. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Absolutely, thank you. I concur that statement. Yes, agreed. All right, next we will have instructional policy and student achievement. Yeah, Member Autry, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam President. Instructional policy and student achievement will be meeting a week from today, August 4th at 4:30. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, as I stated earlier, and Member Hall will be the chair for the Student Success Committee, which also will be meeting in August, and the date is to be assigned. So that concludes, unless, did you have anything that you wanted to say, Member Hall? Okay. That concludes our committee reports. Next week is, we don't have any unfinished business, but we do have new business, and this addresses what we talked about earlier today, both Member Sykes and our treasurer, Dr. Thompson, and it's the resignation of Dr. Thompson and then the appointment of our interim treasurer, Mr. Rain Bowers. Before we, we can get, is there a motion for item 26.1 to approve the resolution accepting Dr. Thompson's resignation as treasurer and CFO of the Akron City School District?
No. No. So move.
It's been moved by Member Alexander. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Hall. Any discussion? Yes, Member Harrison.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I just want to stand and offer thank you to Dr. Thompson for his work, his efforts in moving the district forward. Want to remind, some people may not remember, but Dr. Thompson did not come here as treasurer. He came here as chief operating officer, and the diversity, equity, inclusion conversation was the foundation of his first work. And his first work was the LTOP, the long-term operational plan. Is that was the long-term operational plan for our district, our buildings, in which all of the buildings and the facilities were evaluated and identified what needed to be done, where that was the groundwork as a tax-paying citizen that was sitting on the other side of this table, it had always been a burn for me that some clusters seem to thrive while clusters seem to always be in need. And Dr. Thompson helped to identify the buildings that were in need, and that was some of the foundational work, the athletic facilities. And so I want to thank him for that work as he transitioned to treasurer. I don't think any of us won't know that the board has went through some changes. Leadership has changed, and the one thing that doesn't change is numbers. Numbers do not change. And as treasurer, you're going to get the numbers. You're going to get a result based on the numbers that you have. It has not always been easy. Dr. Thompson and I have disagreed passionately, and I appreciate the fact that we can disagree passionately and understood that we disagreed on the issue, but we're not disagreeable to each other.
It was helpful that you would always admit you were wrong.
Well, yeah. And, still trying to see how you're getting them suits, bruh. But I just appreciate the fact that we are a legislative body, and we're not always going to agree. We're not always going to see eye to eye. We're not always going to get along. But we can be professionals about it, and we can come back the next day, and yesterday was yesterday, and today is today, and then we can work it out because we're all on the same team. Wish you well, Dr. Thompson. I wish you were staying, but if you got to go, you got to go, bruh. And we thank you for your service. And you, in my eyes, my experience, you are more than a capable treasurer. You have been more than professional in your dealings with me. And I just look forward. I'm sorry that you can't be here because I do feel that the district has turned a corner and that we will be a bigger, better, stronger district. And I wish that you could enjoy some of the fruits of the labor that you have already yielded. But I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Member Harrison. Are there any other comments? Well, Dr. Thompson, as has been said by the members of this board, all the sentiments have been shared, and on behalf of the board, I would like to present you with the certificate of appreciation for your work, your time, and your service spent here at Akron Public Schools. Thank you.
Could we mount it up there, right up there?
No, sir. All right.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you to put something like that together, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Now, Dr. Thompson, roll call vote, please.
Dr. Molinar,
Yes.
Mrs. Sykes,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
Ms. Autry,
Yes.
Ms. Hall,
Yes.
Reverend Harrison,
Yes.
Dr. Jackson.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Next, is there a motion for item 26.2 to approve the resolution appointing Wayne Bowers as the interim treasurer and CFO for the Akron City School District?
So moved.
It's been moved by Member Hall. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Autry. Any discussion? All right, Mr. Bowers, do you mind coming up? As Mr. Bowers comes to the podium, just to tell a little bit about Mr. Wayne Bowers. He served several governmental entities for over 30 years, working in school finance since July of 1995, when he began his career. Upon graduating from Kent State University with a bachelor's degree in accounting, his career began in the state auditor's office, where he worked on many Summit County School District audits, including Akron City Schools. He then spent time at Twinsburg City Schools and Portage Lakes Career Center, working on a variety of school finance and human resource duties. From there, he advanced to the Northeast Ohio Network for Educational Technology, where he served as the fiscal officer managing the physical support team for 40 area school districts. Since 2016, Wayne has been with Akron City Schools, serving as an assistant treasurer from 2018. On a personal note, he shared that he attended Cyberlink Elementary from kindergarten through 6th grade, and my middle school, Goodyear Middle School, for one semester before moving to Stowe, where he now lives with his wife, Colleen. And they will be celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary in August. Mr. Bowser has 2 children, Mackenzie, Luke, age 27 and 25, respectively. On behalf of the board, Mr. Bowers, I want to extend our sincere thanks and congratulations to you on accepting the role of interim treasurer and CFO for Akron Public Schools. Your willingness to step into this position during a time of transition is greatly appreciated, and we are confident in your ability to provide steady and effective leadership in this role. Members of the board and to the community, we welcome Mr. Rain Bowers. Could you please give him a round of applause? Anything you would like to say?
I'd just like
briefly?
to say 2 things. Steve,
Yes.
thank you for the leadership you poured into the finance department. You will be missed. We really appreciate all your experience. And I look forward to serving in this capacity. I've been doing the payroll side for 7 years, so it's exciting to do something new and serve the community of Akron. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bowers. Congratulations again. All right. If there's no other comments, Dr. Thompson, Audrey, you got something? Okay. Dr. Thompson, roll call, please.
Mrs. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
Ms. Autry?
Yes.
Ms. Hall?
Yes.
Reverend Harrison?
Yes.
Dr. Jackson?
Yes.
Dr. Molinar?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Next, we will have, there is a need to go into executive session pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or officials. 121.224, preparing for conducting or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. When is any discussion? Or, yes, I'm sorry, Member Harrison.
Madam Chair, if I can offer an addition to that, I would like to discuss legal services on there. Legal services with our legal.
Okay. So that will be, we need the language for discussing the contract with an employee. I need the right language in order for us to read. I can't just say legal. I need to be able to quote the right language as for why we are going into
Employment of legal counsel.
Okay. This is why, as Member Sykes said, it's good to have a general counsel, someone that would be there. Let's see, so I need to know before, in order to do that, no, seriously, I need to know, because we say 121.22, I need to know the right language in order for us to recess and to add the addition. If you can get, look that up, because we have to do things in order, understand? So as we do that, then we'll just take a quick recess. I need to take a restroom break. So as we get the proper language, the board will be in recess at 7:14 for 5 minutes.
I'm not sure what happened.
Can you tap on the door? I'm good. Thank you. We stand back from recess at 7:25 p.m. As stated, there is a need for us to go into executive session. Again, that is pursuant of the Ohio Revised Codes 121.22G1 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official. 121.22 preparing for conducting or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. And 121.22G6, which is for matters of that discuss publicly of contract that would jeopardize security concerns, jeopardize the security of the public body or public office. Is there a motion to recess into executive session?
So moved.
It's been moved by Member Alexander. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Hall. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
Ms. Autry,
Yes.
Ms. Hall,
Yes.
Reverend Harrison,
Yes.
Dr. Jackson,
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Molinar,
Yes.
and Mrs. Sykes.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, and again, just to clarify that, the 121.22G6, details relative to the security arrangements and emergency response protocols for a public body or public office. Thank you. We stand in recess for executive session at 7:27 p.m. The board stands to reconvene into our regular meeting at 8:48 p.m. from executive session. There is action that's needed to be taken. Is there a motion to approve the AEA negotiation contract in 28.2?
So moved.
It's been moved by Member Hall. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Autry. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Ms. Hall,
A bit of a yawn. Yes.
Reverend Harrison,
Yes.
Dr. Jackson,
Yes.
Dr. Molinar,
Yes.
Mrs. Sykes,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
Ms. Autry.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. The next meeting will be held on Monday, August 11, 2025, in the boardroom at 10 North Main Street. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
It's been moved by Vice President Alexander. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Member Hall. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Dr. Thompson, roll call, please.
Dr. Molinar,
Yes.
Mrs. Sykes,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
Ms. Autry,
Yes.
Ms. Hall,
Yes.
Reverend Harrison,
Yes.
Dr. Jackson.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. We stand adjourned at 8:50 p.m.